Hey guys, EDC Gear here again, and today we're going to talk about the Leatherman Mr Crunch. It was a limited release of 500 pieces from the Leatherman Garage. The Leatherman Garage is something Leatherman came up with, that they can sort of do limited small runs, prototype type stuff that they wouldn't normally do in production runs. This tool was released on February the 22nd, and according to sources, sold out in about 29 minutes. Let's open the box and see what we got. It's a nice little box, but now Leatherman kind of messed up on this a little bit when they shipped just this tool. As you can see, there's a little residue. This tool came to me secondhand, actually. I missed the run because I was at work. Okay, put shipping labels on this box. And for people buying a collector's item, that's a little bit of a mess up. Some people found ways to get the sticker off without messing the box up too bad. This one's in pretty good shape. The guy that I bought this from sold it to me. He just didn't mesh with it well, and he done me a great favor and sold me this after he'd taken the stickers off, and he done a very good job of actually taking the stickers off. Let's get into the box itself. It comes with this little user manual, and then the information about it and stuff. It says welcome to the garage, lots of the words, and shows how to use the unique plier head that we're going to be talking about here in a minute. But pretty cool packaging on the inside for a Leatherman Garage run. It's the first of its kind, but they said they're going to be doing more. It gives a little bit of information. I'll leave that there for a second, let y'all read it. It says meet the Mr Crunch. And the Mr Crunch is in this nice, give it a second more with a little better light. If y'all want to read that, you can pause it. Okay, let's set the box aside. Let's go about the paperwork. Well, I'll leave the paperwork out. Put the box aside over here, and we can continue talking about the tool itself. It comes with this neat little Mr. Crunch Leatherman leather case. Okay, and this is something that's sort of a throwback to Tim Leatherman's original design. I've got some pictures. Let's see, of right there on my old phone. That's one of the original designs, and this is more what this is based on. You can see some elements of the Leatherman PST. That this was a little more complicated in design than what he ended up with because of production costs. So he ended up putting it on the back burner and came out with the PST, which we all know and love. That one came out in '83, but he was just starting out as a designer. But this is the Mr. Crunch. This is the pictures I just showed you, is what they sort of made a hybrid between the Leatherman Free series handles, which got the magnets in it and everything. This is the coolest part. This is what makes it a Mr. Crunch. You can do this. You see how the pliers come apart. Okay, you disengage them, and now you have blunt nose pliers. It's a very cool feature. And if you want them back, all you have to do is close the handles. They re-engage. Voila, needle nose. That's the coolest thing about the Mr. Crunch. Of course, it's come with the pocket clip, which it's great. It's one of the free pocket clips, the free series. Then it comes with a serial number on it. That's just a neat design right there. But see, there's a little flaw that I found. When you pull them all the way apart, they disengage, and the one side of mine comes off. Not that big of a deal, because let's face it, a lot of these aren't going to be used. Though in retail, they were $200 originally, plus taxes from wherever you're from. They only sold in the US, and that was a big problem for worldwide collectors. I think a few ended up with them anyway, and I know some from the Leatherman Collectors Club ended up getting a few, and I'm very happy to be, hear that, because those guys are really, I'm part of the Leatherman Collectors Club, and those guys are really, big time collectors, and to have a collector's item that they aren't able to buy isn't really the best thing for Leatherman, and for advertising that their collector stuff, because those guys, they would really have bought this thing for sure. Okay, let's get back into the tools. It comes with the same lock and unlock system as the free P2. Let's go ahead and open this up, and that way you can see similarities. Now I'll close the tools and let's get the similarities, and then we'll get to the actual tools. Very similar. It's the same plier head. They just ground right there across, made the blunt nose, and then added the Mr. Crunch stuff to make it a Mr. Crunch. Very similar tools, on the outside, just a little bit wider to accommodate for that bulky, beefy plier head. But yeah, I mean, they same handles. Well, they magnetize them. But USA made. The pocket clip. The handles don't have the same texture as the free series, but it's the same handle. Okay. Let's see. Let's get into the tools now. Okay, it's got the scissors of the free, and it has a few tools that doesn't come on any of the free series. It's got a can opener, bottle opener, the push top. Yeah, and then it's got the free series all tiny driver, which I'm not a fan of that. It should just be an all, but whatever. The medium-sized driver, and then the free series file. Not a really great big fan of those either, because it's not a really big file surface, but they do work because they're pretty aggressive cut. And then here we go. This is the eyeglass bit driver. They've done it different. They've done a little different spring here to put tension on that to hold it in place, which is pretty cool. Hope to see that on later models. The scissors, the free scissors, they work the same as the free series if you have one of those. Okay, then there's the plain edge blade from the P4 actually, because the P2, which is the one I have, only has the combo blade. I like that they put the plain edge blade on this, very sharp. Okay, let's get into these other tools. And for the first, you're going to see a Victorinox Swiss tool in my video because of one of these tools. Oh man, didn't come out. There we go. Got a little bit of a edge right there on this, and this is, I would still use it as a driver probably. And then there's the Phillips. It's the similar design to the Wingman, and it's the 2D Phillips Wingman and Sidekick, but of course it's on all the frees as well. Okay, these two tools remind me of something that I've seen before, and it came on this. This is a Victorinox Swiss tool. And of course Victorinox is a well-known brand. They've been around for a long time, make great tools. But when I got this, I sort of, there's a few design elements that's similar in these two tools here that I find in that, like the little chisel. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see, let's get it in frame. That's a cool tool. I like that they went out of the box. That's the point of the garage, to kind of go out of the box for what Leatherman normally does. And yeah, it's like a scraper type thing, and then you got the chisel, and yeah, I like that. But yeah, it's pretty neat. Mr. Crunch. I like this tool. Glad I got one, because I really did not think I would ever see one of these in person. And thanks again to the guy that sold this to me. He done me well, and really appreciate it. He knows who he is, and I'll give him a shout out that way in case he doesn't want to be known out in total public. He's a great guy. He's on multitool.org, and that's where I spent a lot of time. Moderator there is Poncho65. Come on, join us. A great bunch of guys over there with a lot of knowledge. If you want to ask any questions, that's the place to be, really. As I said before, I'm in the Leatherman Collectors Club. Great bunch of guys there as well on Facebook. EDC Gear, of course, on Instagram. And then there's quite a few good Facebook groups. EDC Cooperative. Then there's the multitool.org is also on Facebook, and there's quite a few members there. I give a shout out to them. EDC Royalty. And of course, I'm always going to forget something. I always do, and when I go back, I'm like, oh my goodness, I forgot to say this or that. And even if I have notes, I most of the time go over it. But like, subscribe, comment, guys, if you have any questions I might not have went over in the video, and I'm sure I've missed something. But hit the bell icon if you want to see any and all of my content. And I believe that might be it, guys. And I guess it is, because, well, I did mention that the PST, this is what came out instead of the Mr. Crunch that I showed on the picture earlier. But this is the tool that made Tim Leatherman, lots of money. And what all these tools you see before, you use all Leatherman except for that one. And I mean, this isn't a fraction of what Leatherman has come out with over the years. But I was glad to see that this Mr. Crunch finally come to fruition, even if it was, many, many years later. And then I guess the reason they got the 1975 Leatherman Garage was established is because that's when he first come up with the idea of folding pliers in, this aspect. I guess we could go show these guys from a few different angles. And then I'll probably be done. You can see the grind marks right there where they hand grinded these, more to accommodate for the way the pliers locked in. It's a very neat design idea. I mean, I hope they do implement it in a production model later. But I guess that's all, guys. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.